there's a lot of ego here. You're like, oh, but I got this that steps on your shit. Look,
No,
this
it's not
isn't a
ego. What it
competition.
is I want
We
credit, bro.
want you to learn.
Yeah,
We
I want credit.
literally
I want
do.
You
credit
get
when it's due,
credit
bro.
by doing good work.
Yeah, my good work is actually educating myself, dude. So if I could name you 5
Yes,
physicists,
you are, and
10
you know what?
physicists,
I'm kind
You
of
but
could
proud of
learn
you. And I
everything
saw
about
what you
mythology and think
that
it's
live
true and people
earlier
would still laugh at
on
you.
Foyle's live. I saw how they were treating you. All right, I saw it.
yeah,
Right.
they just straw man my are you talking about the grape thing
No,
on
no,
foil?
it was something else. They you were talking about the globe or whatever, how
Oh yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
model wasn't working,
Yeah.
and they were all just calling you a shill and everything. And like, I'm glad that you're separating from that and that you see that that's like inferior behavior. But like, bro, it's not a competition. Just because
Well,
you're wrong about something doesn't mean we think less of you. All
yeah,
right? It's how you act afterwards that will inspire the thoughts about you, whether they're
sure,
good or
sure, sure.
bad,
Yeah, the
right?
Yeah,
pursuit of knowledge is a
wait.
noble thing, man. It's good you're doing it, but like just try to, listen
But
occasionally. It's
listen,
good to argue from time to time and like posit your own thoughts, but
yeah, my assertion isn't that you don't know shit. My assertion is everything you know is just trickle down. It's like a trickle down economics from your grandfathers that actually gave it to you. All they did was adopt
the
it and
the
interpret it
reason why I
differently.
know that isn't true and like trying to assert that it's false is because I use it on a daily basis because I'm
That's
an
fine.
engineer
You
and it
can't name.
works.
Oh, how about this? What if I told you you can't name one thing that we can explain with a different interpretation of what it originally was? You can't name one thing, whether it's light, protons, muons, neutrinos, anything
What?
space time. You can't. There's nothing in physics that you've learned in the last 50 years that wasn't already explained back then. There
You know
isn't.
why? It's because science builds on itself. We're just constantly
Exactly.
modifying our models to be
Exactly.
better and better and more accurate and more
Exactly.
accurate.
You're just changing the interpretation. That's all you're doing.
No, it's not changing the
It's
interpretation.
growing our
It's adding more
understanding as a
understanding.
collective
Wrong.
species.
That's not true. Let me give you an example. For example, gravity. You would argue whether it's space-time relativity, general relativity. That's what you would argue because that's what you've been taught. That's what's been taught the last 50
That's
years.
what's been shown to be true and
Yes.
like consistent with reality.
No, but what
I
it's
know where you're
is.
going with this, and before you say it, just so you know, the Einstein field equations include Newtonian gravity.
That's fine. I could grant you that. But what I'm saying is interpretation of the formulas is what's a question. You could grant the formulas work. The formulas work with different interpretations as well. Remember that.
Give an example of
You're
another
not
one.
going to say that there was a different interpretation by Newton?
No, first of all, Newton's laws can be totally replaced by just one field of two conjugate modalities, and that you don't need Newton's laws at all.
You
Okay, so
actually
you said
need
that there's like
Newtonian
replacements.
gravity
Can you
in
give an example of
Einstein's field
one?
equations.
Wait, you two are saying two different things.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying you actually need Newtonian gravity in Einstein's field equations about general relativity.
Yeah, I could grant you that. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with what I said.
You're like citing his source and then disagreeing with only parts of it just cuz. That's called
I didn't
cherry
wait.
picking.
I didn't cite anyone's source. I was. Do you
No,
You
need
were
to
no,
know
talking
the
about
source I'm
general
referencing?
relativity and all that.
No,
And
I'm
then
saying
you
the
said there's
general.
maybe other ways to explain the same thing, but then you
No.
didn't provide any examples of that.
First, two things. First of all, I don't. There's many physicists still today that disagree with that shit. What I'm saying is that there's different explanations for the phenomenon. Your theoretical interpretation isn't like negated to be truth because there's different
Negated to
interpretations.
be truth.
It doesn't need to be true. Negated means need.
Negated does not mean need.
Yeah, negated has come to the conclusion of yeah.
No.
Gate is to undo or to make null.
You say undo or to make known, yeah.
That is not what you said.
You say, bro, are you fucking with us?
This
Bro,
guy
you
has
said
got to be trolling. I can't.
Wait,
to
what?
get
What are you
to a
talking about?
conclusion.
I
It's
don't
like,
think he is.
okay, I think I know
No,
what you
what?
mean. Like
No, but
epistemology,
I
like
literally just Googled it, bro. You guys are tweaking it. It says negation definition is just denying that the original claim is true. Like I just said.
That is not what you said.
I literally just said
I
that.
hope
I'm not,
somebody's
it
recording
it
because
doesn't
that was
negate what's true.
hilarious.
negation of the conclusion. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
guess
claiming
that
that
does
I
make
only
sense.
heard
I
you
didn't
say
hear
it is
that.
to conclude.
That's literally not what I said at all,
That's
dude.
what I heard. I was
Yeah,
like,
Globe, you
bro,
heard me right. So what the point is this, right? You could just, if you like, I actually encourage you guys to research this because actually, like, it's nice to not just be so biased all the time. Because if you actually look at the other side, which I'm sure no one in this TikTok actually does, the other side claims that you can actually just have a way more simple universe that is actually way more ontologically physical substance accurate without the negation of pretty much claiming what you guys are claiming. You don't need this
You're
weird
saying there's
framework
many
shit.
ways to say the same thing. That doesn't mean the things that we're saying are like wrong.
Also, but it also doesn't mean the things that I'm saying or were said prior are wrong either. Because it's the same thing, just different
Well,
interpretation.
I mean, to an extent, like we're
Maxwell's
making
equations
modifications
work
and
with
we're
ether physics.
correcting errors along the way. That's like how we narrow down our knowledge.
But you can't claim that there's an error unless you can prove that, and you can't prove what.
But that's like all that
are saying
science
is
does is
error.
try to like compete with one another and find errors. That's the only thing that peer review does, and that like other studies that try to replicate stuff do. That's
Well,
all they're doing.
that's why philosophy is in there, because fabulism. That's what the study of falsifying things. Fabulism, technically, even philosophically and scientifically, you can't prove shit. So at the end of the day,
Oh God!
whatever.
So we just can't prove anything. We can't know anything. God damn it! What do we do now?
No,
That
that's
sounds
just
like
true. That
solipsism
is
to
true.
me.
That's called semantics. That's just facts.
That sounds like solipsism right there.
No, you can give an idea.
Yeah, solipsism in its peak.
No, dude, that's not wrong. You can literally give any idea. You can calculate any ratio.
It's just not a useful worldview.
Well, it's not useful, but it is unfortunately truthful.
It is maybe like
it's not really though
coexistent.
So
it doesn't like hurt anything, but it also doesn't matter, even if it were true.
Buddy, I can literally show you notes right now that explain your entire universe, and then you're just gonna be like, oh, because it's the same thing.
I'm gonna be like, oh,
just different interpretation.
dude.
It's just different interpretation, dude.
It doesn't matter. Like we can still use all the things. If you're trying to say that any of this is wrong, like it doesn't matter.
No one's saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying is that I don't know why I keep using these words. I didn't say that. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is what you're saying can be interpreted way more than one way.
I like, what do you do with that? It doesn't really like mean anything. Great. If you have like, if you speak like another language that helps you describe the same thing, like good for you, man. But it doesn't really do anything for anybody.
That's your claim. That's a premise. You have to like give an argument for conclusion. But what I'm saying is, my argument would be, depending on interpretation, you could, it could equate to the necessity of a God. Now, who is that God? I don't know.
Oh no!
I mean, someone thinks, yo, Globe, I'm not reading shit, dude.
What?
Oh, was your first vote? Fuck you, Globey.
You're not allowed to vote.
It sucks, bro. Let me vote.
Hey, I voted no, so just gonna say.
But no, real crap. Like, you can look into. It's actually so fascinating, dude. Like, the way the different interpretations, how they claimed everything was not just more logical, but more sensible. You don't have to pretend to believe in the space-time thing.
If you're gonna like try to claim it's more sensible to adopt one of these other models, like, you gotta prove that. And also, if that were true and it's just more applicable and more useful, like, why are more people not doing it that way?
Because they don't get taught it anymore. Now you have to ask yourself, why don't they teach you anymore?
Like, can you give an example of one of these other methods, one of these other models?
We can use the most simple term, the term negative and positive. Let's just start with these terms.
Perfect.
Right? You can just claim that, like, the term charge. I don't know why people use the term charge like it's this weird entity. Charge is an action. It's not a thing.
It is not an action. It's a property.
Yeah, no, charge isn't. Well, a property is a part of an action.
It literally isn't.
A property isn't an action?
No,
it's a state, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and a state is an action.
It's a quality. It's a qualitative thing. It's not.
So for the term negative and positive, you can just argue.
And you can have an amount of charge, I guess, but that's not really like charge itself.
There's no negative. Like, one thing, get that shit out of your head. There's no such thing as negative in the world. It's just mathematical.
Okay, I'll just open my mind a little bit. Do your thing.
No, that's just math. That's just mathematical like language. There's no such thing as that, right? So the negative and positive is just charge and discharge. There's nothing negative. What the fuck does that even mean? It's just charging and it's discharging. There's no
What
negative
is what
side.
is charging and discharging, and what is it doing by that process?
Yeah, sure. It would be well under what model? My model.
The one I'm asking you about, the one you like best.
Sure. Yeah, it would be the dielectric it would be the dielectric potential versus the dielectric discharge.
It's actually like
It,
on and off,
I'm way
really,
too
because
close.
it's not
Chloe's gonna be so
charged.
pissed.
It's
He's gonna be
it's
so
either
Just
negative
lazy,
or if
lazy
it's positive.
motherfuckers.
Because like when you're in alternating current, it's never not charged unless there's no power. Then it doesn't exist. But
that's
it's
not true
either
either.
switching back. It switches back and forth between positive and negative
Dude,
60
you want
times a second.
dude, do you want to talk about the Cavendish? Want me to show you how like this appeals to the Cavendish? Like it's just dude, I'll show
Is
you
that a
like it's
disc
just an
gallop?
interpretation game, bro. I
Is that
can
a
give you
disc
the
gallop?
no, it's not. It's
Because
real shit.
alternating current kind of disproves what you're saying.
There's no such thing.
It's not discharge. It switches polarity. That's it. In a
Polarity, yeah.
magnet, it's not discharging. It's switching polarity. That's it.
Switching polarity. Watch this, bro.
yeah, that's what a dipole is. I mean,
The dipole. Yeah, 1 second, though. 1 second, right? So let's use ether physics for a second. Hold on.
Ether physics. You mean the physics that doesn't exist that was disproven twice
Well, a model of
by
the
the
ether.
same guy?
Well, wait a minute. A model of the ether was disproven, which is the luminiferous ether. Sure, you could grant you that. But mind you, it's either it doesn't exist or Earth's just not in motion. So they went with Earth's not in motion. That's fine.
No, it was testing the ether. It wasn't testing the motion of Earth.
No,
It
it
was
was testing
looking
the
for
luminous.
aberration
that
from
you are
the laser.
absolutely not right about this.
They
Free.
were testing the luminiferous ether with interferometry using one light ray with a mirror, split the laser beam, one with the direction of rotation, one against the
Look,
rotation. Came to the
movement was already
consensus that you can
assumed.
measure the drift.
Movement was already assumed.
Mind you, interferometry is one of the
If it was
shittiest way to
moving
measure
through
shit.
an ether, it would have
Perfect.
the
So you're
drift.
citing something with something
That's
you
what
even
the
admit is
hypothesis
shitty. What are you
was. That's
talking
what it
about?
was
No,
testing.
Why would you sort that?
I said if you want to measure energy shift,
And how do they do
interferometry
it
would
with
be,
interferometry?
and that's a garbage way to do it.
Then why are you citing that source?
Because he's trying to tell me that the ether debunked, that the
Why is it a
Magnuson Morley
garbage
debunked the
way to
ether.
do it?
Why is interferometry?
It's actually
Why
really
is
dog water.
terrible?
So if you actually,
People use interferometry to do really incredible things in science. Did you know that?
that's true. Yeah, that's true. But there's more things. Did you know that there's more things that are more precise in interferometry? Like you ever
Hey,
heard of
back
the?
in the
Cares?
30s,
It is
was
way
there?
more precise
Was
than
there
like
something
the
more
vast
precise in the
majority of
30s?
its competitors.
Buddy, that's. Do you ever heard of the Masbour effect?
Yes,
Go
but
ahead and
remind
explain
me.
it.
Yeah, let me teach you the Masbour effect. So the Masbour effect is actually, I think it was a 1 in 1 billionth, or I don't remember the number, more efficient than interferometry. It pretty much, what it is they take a crystal apparatus that emits gamma ray, and they use I'm pretty sure it's called the Wigner. I think it's called the Thomson-Wigner angle. And what it is they measure the angle shift of gamma ray with a crystal lattice. And with that gamma ray, it has like zero recoil. So like it's really precise.
Recoil? What do you mean
Zero-
recoil?
Energy recoil. So there's zero. So pretty much what it is they measure energy waves.
If
They
there's
go-
no energy, there is no wave. The
a minute.
amplitude goes to zero.
No, there is energy, genius. What I'm saying is that they use this to measure
Okay.
gamma ray. You can interrupt me or learn, bro, right? You're the one who doesn't know shit. So what it is that they use this to measure gamma ray. Now, what it is this guy named Alexander Komelsky, he actually argued that he had measured a different rest frame than general relativity. General relativity measures, I think, 0.5, I'm pretty sure. And he measured 0.567, 0.6, and I think somebody got 0.9 and rest frame as far as pretty much Earth. Well, not Earth, excuse me, as far as the
You have strayed away from interferometry
medium.
and why this
So-
other thing is better.
I'm about to go to it. So it's called the Thomas Wigner angle, right? So what it is actually I have my notebook on it.
I can't
What
really
was
see
this
your
effect
screen
you
very
were
well.
talking about?
I can't like pull up your feed, man.
You said what, bro?
I can't like
What was
pull up
this
your
effect
feed.
you were
You're like
talking about?
minimized or whatever.
Well, this is just pretty much a Cavendish, but with ether physics. But that's irrelevant right now. So I was gonna talk to you about
What's the effect you referenced?
which one? I referenced 3. So there's the
What first?
Casimir effect, and then there's a Thomas Wigner angle, and then the guy that measured it was Alexander Komelsky. He actually reanalyzed the Masbour router experiment, which measures the gamma ray shifts,
Okay,
energy
get back
shifts.
to explaining the experiment.
Yeah, so pretty much, relativity predicts a shift. Like I said, there's like a shift coefficient of 0.5, but he argued that there was a shift coefficient of 0.56, 0.69, and I think somebody said they got 0.9 or some shit in difference. So he actually argued that if there was a preferred absolute frame, like in ether hypothetically, then the observer pretty much would argue that it could reintroduce the probability of an ether. And based off of that, he actually also argued that special relativity states that no matter how you move, the laws of physics and speed of light are literally this constant and the same. So what that means is if it's not constant and the same, then that means that you have a wormhole that you can pretty much introduce new theories, and one of those would be the ether model. And if you
How
want
is the ether a wormhole?
well, it wasn't literally a wormhole, genius. I just meant they can reintroduce a new model. But like it's
The Casimir effect wasn't
The
recognized
most
until
unconventional way to
1948.
say that possible.
well, first of all, do you know what the Masbour effect is? I can teach you, bro. So like I said, it's the phenomenon where certain atomic nuclei, when
Okay,
placed in a
so
You said Casimir
sorry.
effect.
no, I didn't say Casimir effect. I said
I literally have it on my screen because
no,
you
I
said it
said
and I typed it in.
no. You didn't hear me right, bro. It's the Masbour effect. Or
Mass.
Mossbauer. Mossbauer effect.
It's Moss Bohr.
Yeah, so I just said Masbour effect. So what I'm saying is they measure the atomic nuclei, and when you place a nuclei in a
What were they
solid crystal
measuring?
lab, I'm trying to, bro. You gotta
Okay,
shut up, dude. When I'm talking,
hang
bro.
on,
You're not
pause.
gonna learn things
Pause.
if you keep interrupting.
This is 1958. So
Yeah, no one debunked
again,
it. Show me
I
one
asked you
experiment
what
that
was
debunked
more
the rest of them.
accurate in 19 when they did when Michelson Morley did their experiment in
Bro,
the
it's
1800s
peer
and
reviewed.
then in 1930.
Yeah, wait one second. They never debunked it. It's peer reviewed. You can look it up. So they never debunked the rest frame. But the point of it is the Masbour effect is so fragile that it measures the tiny shifts in gamma ray energy with. I think I'm pretty sure they argued that. I'm pretty sure he said it was. Yeah, here it is. It says that it measures tiny shifts in energy in the order of parts in a billion or even smaller in reference to the interferometry. So it's pretty much the interferometer's daddy pretty much. But as far as the Masbour effect it goes, so it states it's the phenomenon where the atomic nuclei, when placed in a solid crystal lattice, they emit and absorb gamma rays without any recoil. This allows for extremely precise measurements of energy, even down to tiny shifts. And if it was a key in testing relativistic effects, in other words, it gives a way to see subtle energy changes that wouldn't be noticeable. Now, the Thomas Wigner angle is a small rotation that appears when you apply a successive boost in different directions in relativity. It's a spatial rotation that arises because Lorentz boost doesn't commute. In short, when you change in velocity in one direction and then the other, the resulting frame is rotated slightly. The Masbour effect, which measures the tiny shift in gamma ray energy without any recoil, in principle, can actually detect a small rotation. Conclusion.
Can I ask a question?
They did use this and they created a new
Can I ask a question?
rest frame. Yeah.
Can you clarify for me what the Lorentz frame is?
The Lorentz frame?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got it right down. I got all the shit right down, dude. So the Lorentz frame is pretty much going to say things that are in reference to the person in motion from the observer. It's going to cost things to. Well, I mean, you already know what this is. I guess you're just trying to measure my dick, which is cool. But
No.
no, you are. So it's cool. I
Trying
got
to
it
measure
right down.
Gemini's dick.
Yeah, I don't use Gemini, bro.
Oh,
Gemini's.
ChatGPT's dick.
Bro, this is what are you talking about? This is literally online, bro.
Which
Bro,
AI
look
do
up
you use?
Alexander. You look up Alexander Komelsky, bro.
Free, can you tell me the color of gamma rays?
Well, colors are gonna
They
be
use
colors aren't gonna be real. It's gonna be
spectroscopy
subjective, dude.
to test relativity.
No.
That's awesome.
So you guys gonna learn anything? You guys are just gonna go.
I mean, to be fair, gamma rays don't really have like a
No,
color per se.
I'm learning about
They're
this.
outside of the visible spectrum.
Well, why you guys like? Why
It
can't you guys learn
detects,
without ridiculing, bro? It's kind of weird.
If I could finish real quick, I'm putting out like a blatant contradiction.
Oh, they actually did this experiment.
Hold on.
Well, who did it?
Contradiction in your logic, because you said earlier something along the lines of light
Um,
isn't real and
DOI.org.
color
Yeah.
isn't real.
So first of all,
Then you just
1963
so
physics letter.
wait. They reanalyzed the Masbour router experiment.
and
Is that what it
then
is?
Yeah, it's called. Yeah. So what it is so his name was Alexander Komelsky and his colleagues. They pretty much this called the router experiment, the Masbour router experiment. That's actually what you claim to be. To this day, I looked
Oh
it
my
up.
God.
They haven't debunked this rest frame. This rest frame, they got which was between 0.596, 0.68, and 0.789. These are still prudent. They were never debunked.
Hey, so when I asked you about the color of gamma rays, it was me pointing out a very just ironic contradiction in your logic.
Yeah, gamma. I don't think gamma rays have. I don't think there's such thing as like objective colors, dude. You're just measuring wavelengths, so it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but this has to go with like photons being real or not, because photons are light.
Yeah, like photons, bro. Guys, you guys are so new to this.
And
Holy
you
shit!
just again, you just quoted something
buddy,
that
photons.
measured light, but yet
So-
it doesn't have a color to us.
Yeah, so you know how you measure it? You measure it with
Can I
based
have
off
a
of frequency
scientific,
of
eyes
field
to this?
citations, Einstein. You don't need the term
Right.
particle or proton.
Which is why space isn't
Well-
black. Space has a color, we just can't see it. Ergo, space is
Buddy,
real.
the lack of
Premise three,
color
shit your pants.
doesn't mean that it's real. What the fuck?
Hey,
No, it has a color.
I don't know how to read
Dude,
this.
Doc, I'm not
exact-
even debating you, bro. You want to play fucking hide the zucchini in the chat?
No, you were just a moron who couldn't take a
Globey.
hint to stop asking questions about something that had
Oh,
nothing to do with you. Like that's not my fault.
It had
I literally
nothing
had
to
to
do.
repeat
It had
myself
nothing. It
9
had
different
nothing to
fucking
do with.
times.
It had nothing to do with me. Yeah, my name got popped up. Isn't that kind of ironic? Contradiction. Premise one did have nothing to do with me. Premise two, you claimed that I can't ask because it had nothing to do with me. Yeah, my name was in it. Conclusion.
Yeah, because that
Contradiction.
person was wrong.
That's gonna be a P and not P, buddy.
Premise
You're wrong.
4, shit your pants because you're wrong.
Yeah, can you tell me the inference rule that you
It's
applied to that?
very
premise?
simple.
Yeah, what's the inference rule you
Can
applied
you
to
tell
that?
me what a
premise?
Lagrange point is?
Yeah, I can't tell you what a Lagrange point is
Can
actually.
you tell me the different methods of
Yeah,
of
Lagrange point is
Mascata?
going to be the slope angle where the density is. I mean, the potential is going to be the highest. Yeah, you have
So
any
if
more
I'm
questions?
simulating gravity,
Yeah,
which
do you have any
method
more
should I
questions, bro?
use?
Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, if I'm simulating
What's this
gravity,
mean
which method should I
exactly?
use?
If you're simulating
All right.
gravity, what can you use?
Which method should
What's
I
this
use?
mean exactly? Does this mean that the result was within the margin of error?
What is this? Wait, no. Wait. What test is this? This
This
isn't
is,
Alex.
it was done. It's physics.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
That's
sure
not.
exactly what I'm looking at,
Yeah,
but
that's
this
not
is.
it. That's not his experiment, bro. That's the Michelson Morley, 1963.
It's literally not.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
literally
that
says
was
the ether drift. That's not what he was measuring. He wasn't measuring ether
an
drift.
apparent frequency shift between a gamma source and a resonant absorber attached to an opposite tips of high-speed rotors was searched for. The
Mhm.
measurements, interpreted on classical assumption of ether drift,
Mhm.
place a limit on any steady drift past the Earth. Resolve parallel to the equatorial plane of 1.6 plus or minus 2.8 meters a second.
Yeah, that's the drift, Einstein. That's not the rest frame.
Aren't you saying that the rest frame like rotates and changes its
Oh
phase?
my gosh. The entire general relativity claim is that nothing is faster than the speed of light, which means you can objectively measure this in reference to a rest frame to be coming to the conclusion of the thing that's going against the rest frame's speed or velocity. They claim that they measure new rest frame, which means that the speed of light isn't consistent with the original 0.5 conclusion. Speed of light's not the fastest thing in the world, which makes sense because the speed of light's not even real. Things aren't actually moving.
Well,
Yet
you know,
you tried to
this
then
was
infer, you
it.
tried
Yeah,
to
this
quote
was
something
exactly
that
it.
you yourself don't
See
believe in.
this?
I mean, let's
See
see the
this?
name. Where's the name, buddy? Can I get the name?
Hold on. By the way, you again have just
Yeah, that's
tried to
not
quote
his name,
something
brother.
that you don't believe in.
What, the speed of light?
Yeah, he's
If
falling back
light
into
isn't
the trap.
real, then why are you quoting something that uses a frequency of light?
Because we're debunking general relativity, dumbass.
So you're cherry picking.
Dude,
even
That's
though it
not
completely
cherry picking.
contradicts
I'm
your own
literally
beliefs.
I'm
It
just
is.
cooking your argument, bro.
No, you just sat here and said light isn't real.
I think Globey wants me
Also,
out
he
some
just
Yo,
pulled
that's
up
not
the
Globey,
experiment
that's
you
not
asked
the right
for
one.
earlier.
Globey, that's not the right one,
The
is it?
Mohs-Bauer effect, like that whole paper is right there.
Yeah, so wait a minute.
So
Pause.
you were talking about a Mossberg effect to try and to detect the ether?
not to detect
And
the
so
ether,
here's
to
an
measure.
experiment of
Pause.
that
Globey, can you put
from
the right words?
1963,
Globey, can you put
and you're
the right
like,
words
but
in your mouth?
that's not the one
Wait a
because
minute.
it's inconvenient. Is that
Can you
why?
please, if
Yes,
you're gonna
'cause it's
put my words,
inconvenient.
if you're gonna use my words, can you put the right ones in your mouth? What I they didn't.
Mossbauer effect?
The
Didn't you say
Moss,
that?
first of all, the Mossberg effect can measure many things. Then the ether isn't necessarily necessary. But the one that you're supposed to be looking up is
Oh
the
my God!
Alex.
Weren't we talking about ether,
Dude,
improving
I
ether?
gave
Were we not?
he
Globey,
just showed
I
you
gave you his
primary
name.
literature
I
on
gave
the
you.
thing you asked
Holy
for,
Bro, you gotta
and
stop
you're like
interrupting
you
me,
not.
bro.
are still incredulous,
What
bro.
was his name?
Bro, wait a minute, Einstein, buddy. First of all, that wasn't the same experiment that I'm
done with you,
referencing.
bro. I had faith.
Globey,
that you were going
Globey,
to
that's
be
not the
like
same
on the
experiment. Holy
level
shit.
and
What
like
experiment are you
to
talking about?
participate in
Oh
an
my God.
intellectual learning
Do
experiment.
you want me to?
It's
Do you want me
like,
to put me in
you
the
were
big box?
telling me,
Hey,
I didn't know
Globey,
about the Moss-Barrow effect. I was
Globey,
looking it up.
Globey. Do
I'm
you want me to
searching
show
around.
you?
Thank
Do you want me
you.
to?
I'm
Do you want me to?
Go
researching it.
Would you like me to show you the right experiment, Globe?
Yes, go ahead. You're in the big box. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Let's show him the real experiment because you're just getting triggered for no reason. 1 second. Let me pull it up.
You're the one cherry picking, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's
if
not cherry
it's true,
picking,
shouldn't
Einstein.
all of them say the same thing?
1 second.
And yours is from when? Mine's from 1963.
Yeah,
By the
buddy.
way, he
1 second.
doesn't believe that light is real, yet he is quoting something that measures a frequency of light. I don't like. I don't know why we're getting stuck on this.
Well, it's the muddying the waters. I only came up
Well,
about the
it's,
spacesuit.
it's kind of like the
know?
wall of the vacuum is the medium, but then when you point it out, it's not the medium. It's the air pressure, right? It's just, the story changes as you go along.
And different
Right.
densities are technically considered different mediums.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
so-
and 5 psi of air, yeah, sure, you're going to need an oxygen tank. But 5 psi of 100% oxygen,
Right.
maybe you don't need it as much. And since you're in basically a balloon, maybe 14 psi is not going to be too easy to maneuver around in.
Might be like
Bare
a
minimum of
solid.
pressure.
Yeah. It might
And
be
also, like his claim, or at least the start of the argument, being that it's made out of pajamas. Again, what's
Hey,
harder?
host, you got kind of
to
quiet.
resist?
Like your mic is kind of low.
Bro, you do know that was a
What's
joke
harder
with
to
the
resist?
pajamas,
I don't
right,
know.
dude? Jack,
200 pounds of pressure or
Yeah, Jack,
0
why are
pounds
you on the
of pressure?
panel, bro? You always run from me, so why do you expect me to
I
respond to you,
literally
bro?
haven't. I haven't
You
ran
always
from
run
you
from me.
once. You just
Yeah,
can't
no.
stop getting yourself restricted whenever you come
So
in
here
my
we go.
lives.
Alexander Kamelsky's actual interpretation results.
What's the
Okay.
name of the experiment?
Alexander L. Kamelsky concerning the Mossberg experiment's rotating system and their physical interpretation. Okay. Do you want the title? You want to screenshot it and then cry some more? Okay. So let's read
This
it
seems
together.
like a review.
Yeah, read the abstract for us and maybe the conclusion.
This
When
is
was
the,
it done?
let's read the abstract.
What's
1
the
second.
year? What was the year?
The year on here?
Yeah, that it was done.
Well, this is the review on it. This is the peer review.
So it's not the actual
No,
experiment.
that's not the year. What is the year?
No,
It's not the
genius. He's asking for the
experiment.
peer. He's asking if it's peer reviewed.
No, he's asking you
He-
for the experiment. Hold on. He brought up
He
an
asked you
experiment.
the year.
You said it was wrong.
I just said he asked me the year on this, bro. Dad, can you just shut the fuck up,
Fucking
dude? Like we're
God.
talking, bro. So you're
Bro,
asking
what
for the
year
year?
is it?
They keep letting you obfuscate and just deflect. Like you keep just changing. You keep moving the
What?
goalpost. He brought up the experiment. You said that experiment was wrong. Globey then gave you Big Box so you could give the experiment.
No,
not
first of all, wait a minute.
review of the experiment.
First of all, there's many Mossberg experiments, Einstein. What I'm saying is this wasn't the one relevant to the one I'm referencing.
So then bring up
Then
the
show us the
relevant
one
It's
you're
right
referencing.
here, genius. Did you not read the fucking
This
name?
is an interpretation.
Alexander Kamelsky, like I just said.
No, read
this
the
is a
review. Read the
not
abstract.
experiment.
This is
And
buddy,
what
this is
year
the
was
peer
that?
review. This is the peer review of his work, Einstein. Okay. Do you want me to show you the peer review?
I want to see the experiment.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me read the abstract real quick for this guy.
Oh, okay.
So abstract says we surely review different attempts to interpret the results of Mossberg rotor experiment in a rotating system. Particularly, we show the latest work of the subject J. Joven and E. Bandito and physicists in press, which claim the outcomes of these experiments can support potentially and be explained by decoronization of clocks. And the rotating frame in the laboratory frame is impeccable, and to all Mossberg rotor experiments performed up to date does not have any newer significance. So up to this date, there was no newer significance. Okay. States here, introduction. Well, actually, what else did you want to read?
significance, and the other one did
Oh, here we
not
go. Oh, check it
prove
out. Check it
the
out. Hold on. Here's
ether.
this.
Like, I don't understand what you're actually getting through right now.
This is someone who peer-reviewed the experiment and peer-reviewed the data and said, hey, good experiment, there's potential for this. However, no physical application has been put forward with it.
Well, first of all, there were. Oh my God! You wait, real quick.
Oh my God, it's like I actually
Galaxy.
know how to
Dak,
interpret the
well,
difference
hold on.
between an experiment and a
Hey,
review
Dak,
instead
Galaxy,
of
if
you
you can,
conflating.
Dak, Galaxy, if you can actually tell me what my argument is, Einstein. What's my
Your
argument,
argument
Dak?
is you're trying to move the goalpost because, again, Globey brought up the experiment. You said it's wrong. And then
Okay,
when
so
asked
zero
to bring
comprehension
the
skills.
correct experiment, I'm sorry, anyone else, correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
zero comprehension skills. The
When
argument was
you
that they
were
measured
then
a different.
asked, when you begged
The
to get the big
argument,
box,
Einstein, is
was
that they measured a
Hey,
different.
yo, let
this
Dak
is the
talk for
wrong
just a
Bro,
experiment.
second.
Dak, you shouldn't be talking to me, Dak, because you're just
No,
a pussy
let
in the
him
chat,
talk
bro.
for just
So
a second.
Dak,
He's talking pretty
he knows
clearly.
literally nothing, bro. So what it is
I've been
my
listening this
argument.
entire time.
My argument was that they claim to measure different rest frames than general relativity. That's the argument, Donut. You're not paying attention because you just listen to
This
whatever the
is
fuck you want to
someone
hear.
agreeing. So again, I know the differences between like how scientific
You don't know
papers and
shit, dog.
experiments
Dak,
are
you
done,
won't know
right? And then
jack
I
shit.
understand like the peer review process,
Buddy,
right?
you don't know
So
literally
again,
anything, Dak. I literally debated you plenty.
you yourself said that Globey One Kenobi, who brought up the experiment, you said that experiment was the wrong one. Then you bring
Yes,
a
that was the wrong one. All right,
review.
watch this. Pull it up again, Globey.
So
Pull up the
give
experiment.
the
We can compare
actual
them.
experiment, not the person who reviewed it and gave their interpretation on the
Sure.
experiment, saying that it could potentially support.
All right, hold on. Come back again. You got another violation. Dude just can't keep it in his pants.
He really can't. He says like I ran from him. This is literally within 2 minutes of him being on the
That's
live.
their job. Their job is to say we run from them and that they've won every debate we've ever had. That's their like literal existence in life. So
Like again, like my account's never been banned. I don't stop getting restrictions. Keep it in your pants.
It sounds to me like you guys are just coping right now.
My live is not eligible for recommendation.
Well, it's okay. You're about to get off anyways, right?
Oh yeah, 2 a.m. is my cutoff.
Yeah. So here it is. We got the DOI. We got the let me see here. Here you want to like take a screenshot, or you're just gonna cope again?
I can't see
Could
it.
you
You
put
need
him
big
up on
box.
the big screen?
Various, shut up. You don't even know what the Masborough effect is. You sound just like freaking Dak. You guys don't even know like this kind of physics, and you guys pretend to like debunk it. It's so pathetic.
I know that you have a surface level. Not even no. I wouldn't even say surface
Wait,
level
not
because
surface.
you don't
You
even
don't
understand.
have a surface
You
level
don't have a
understanding
surface
of
level. What you
physics.
do is you
Like you don't
hyperfixate.
understand the most basic
Bro,
part
wait,
about it,
you
which is
hold on.
Newtonian
hyperfixate.
physics. You learn it in high
Yeah, so
school.
Dak. So
No,
one more
you
time.
hyperfixate. Hold on, let me
Dak, if
finish.
you're gonna make a
You
claim, prove
hyperfixate
it.
on a
Prove it.
certain
Prove it,
subset
Dak.
of physics while
Dak,
wildly
prove it.
ignoring the clear
Prove it.
fundamentals that have been stated and proven, right? And then you will then cherry pick evidence, which again is what you're doing today to support
Yeah,
claims,
so that's just gonna be a
just to be a
dodge. You haven't even
contrarian.
seen.
Because
Dak, have you
again,
seen evidence?
you
Have you seen the
yourself,
evidence, Dak?
you yourself
Have
said
you
that
seen the
light
evidence?
isn't real, yet you are trying to quote an experiment that involves measuring frequencies of light.
Buddy,
You are
frequencies.
only
Are
arguing
you
this stuff
silly,
to
buddy?
be a
Are you silly?
contrarian.
Wait, buddy, do you think, oh my God, you're so fucking low tier. Do you think wavelengths like prove light? The term
Wavelengths
light, bro,
It
the
is
term
excellent
light.
evidence.
Oh my gosh, bro,
Yes.
this is why you need to actually study Walter Russell, because this is like the incredible, this is the shit I'll be
Okay,
talking about.
Walter
So,
Russell. Oh, also,
hey,
wasn't
Dak,
a
the
physicist.
crystallization
Dak,
of light
Dak,
too.
Wasn't
so
a
Like,
physicist,
how
by the
hey,
can
Dak,
way.
so
a
when you,
wave
so
be
you,
crystalline?
wait,
Or
Dak,
even
so when you
many
shut up the light,
waves?
hold on,
Wasn't a physicist.
hold on 1 second. So when you shut up the light, where do you think the light goes?
What do you mean? Where do you think the light goes?
It
Where do you think the light
dissipates and
goes?
attenuates
It's let off
into
as heat.
into.
It like
Like,
it,
yeah,
it
one
goes in
person,
so
one
many
person at a
different
time,
places.
guys. One person at a time.
So you have dissipation and attenuation.
Okay. So
It transfers into
I
heat
told
and as
you?
well spreads out.
Sure, you can pretend to know what that is. Sure. So what's if I told you that light.
He's not pretending. I can verify that.
What if I'm telling you, and what I told you is that light doesn't actually go away like they told you. It's still here, but what it is that the way he explained it was the disruptance or the disruption in the equilibrium of the potential field, right? Now
I
that
don't
disruption,
believe, I don't believe it
Word
just
salad.
magically pops in and out of existence.
Okay, bet. So do you
It
want me to
gets
give you a citation
absorbed
for it?
into other
Now
material,
watch this.
right? Like if I turn
I've
like
actually
other
seen
flashlight
slow
on.
motion video of light, believe it or not, and it does exactly that. It just disperses and then attenuates.
Like that's literally all it does. It gets absorbed, it gets reflected. Like what are we talking about here? Please
Okay,
go and
buddy,
talk about the
are you gonna
guy
let
who
me? Are
said
you
that
gonna let me?
atoms aren't real.
Yeah, buddy, can you calm down? There's just that the entire term is just to simplify field physics.
Can you stay on point and not conflate things?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
how
not
about
It's
you,
simple
very
at
easy.
all.
buddy? Ask your
That's the
friend
thing.
Quantina.
It's
Ask
not
your
something
friend
that needs to
Quantina
be
how the argument went.
simplified.
So one
It's
second. So
just
can I
what
respond?
is.
Can I respond, or are you guys just gonna like pretend to know my argument?
No, he has to simplify it.
So first of all, light, he argued, does not leave a source at all and move through this space. He argued that the universal field is disturbed in a wave pattern, and that disturbance had the conclusion of the thing that you call light. Okay, so in modern physics, electromagnetism.
How does that propagate?
Let me
through
tell
the
you,
wave function?
in modern physics, right? They claim that light is an electromagnetic wave that propagates through space, and it carries energy and momentum, and they have
That
particles.
is well established. It's
Yes.
just electromagnetic spectrum.
You don't gotta say everything when I say something that's so obnoxious. And they also claim that it behaves like particles, quote unquote, photons. Now, they claim that light does leave the source and it travels at a certain speed, which is c. So what the nuance, whatever you want to call it, right, is that there's a small intuition that he argued. He states that it isn't something that's traveling. In the way that he described it was not just a wave disturbance of a universal field. He actually stated that the term proton isn't real because whenever you use that term,
mean
you're just
photon?
Do you mean photon?
well, both. They're both aren't real. So the terms are what it is
Oh,
they're
boy.
just using mathematical terms to explain different citations of fields given their density, which equates to different wavelengths. And that different wavelengths you differentiate like from a muon, neutrino, proton, whatever you want to call it. These are just different citations.
Those are completely different things. Like
No shit, they're
in no way
different
whatsoever are
citations.
those
They're different
related.
citations. Bro, right now I can.
No,
you can-
like that's not up for interpretation.
Buddy, Dak, shut the fuck up. You don't
At
know what
all.
field physics even is.
I do. Various.
Oh, really?
The
Oh, really?
physicist.
So
Am I wrong
what's the
that
main thing that field
protons,
physics thinks?
muons, neutrinos, and photons are different things?
It's different. It's different frequencies.
Are
Einstein.
completely different things?
It's different citation waves.
Define
Like-
citation wave for me, please.
Yes,
I would love to know
please.
what that means.
Yeah. Well, field physics, so it'd be citation wave would just pretty much be a different frequency of density of the energy. And now what it is
Frequency
particles.
of density.
Frequency. So wait, there's oscillation to the
Buddy,
density.
have you like never heard of this before? I feel like this is someone like teaching
You're
someone
you're
like ideas,
using
bro.
multiple words,
Frequency
and then
of
when I'm trying
density
to
is
break
not
them
Keep
down,
using these words,
in
and
the
I
way
do
that
not
you're
think
trying to
you're
use
using
it.
Yeah. So you guys done like just like tickling each other? You're done?
no, and again,
No,
I'm tickling you.
we're
Yeah.
all confused
Yeah.
because we understand the
Dak, do me a
English
quick favor,
language.
Dak. If
And
you're
so
gonna
when I'm
pretend-
trying to break down these
Dak.
words that you're using and look at them at like an individual level to like see, what your train of thought is, it falls apart.
Yeah, buddy, you
So
don't
when
know
you say
physics, bro. Stop
frequency
lying.
of density, so the density is changing, but then at the same time
So what it is
maintaining a
it's called
differential between another
it's called a
another
field.
frequency.
Listen, I can teach you field physics. You just gotta ask politely, okay? So let's start. First of all, stop pretending you know physics. You don't know physics, and if you do know physics, just tell me the basics. What are Maxwell's basics laws? What's Ampere's law?
Diversion. Don't answer that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it
what's
is.
Ampere? Yeah, Dak, what's Ampere's law? Since you know some.
I'm still waiting for you to
Yeah, so
define
what's
Diversion, bro.
Ampere's law?
That's a
Dak?
diversion.
No, what's Ampere's law? You want to question my
It is.
This is a
intellectual
red
capability?
herring if I've ever seen one.
That's
It
not.
is.
It's actually called a burden shift. It's not a red herring. So Dak,
Again, you're like you keep
It's not
proving my
burden
point
shift
that
either.
you just
Well,
do
I kind
slow
of
bro
did that too,
tactics
actually.
Dak, if you're gonna tell me I
because
don't
you
know
have no
physics,
intellectual honesty.
if you tell me I don't know physics one more time, you need to prove it. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
No, I'm
No,
asking
you're
you to
the only one that's
define
been
the
saying
words.
that.
I'm just asking you to define the words that you're
So
using.
one more time. Okay, what is Ampere's law? Come on, Dak.
Again, so I'm just
You don't know
asking you to
basic
define the
physics?
words you're
Dude,
using,
you don't know
because
basic
when I
physics,
try
bro?
to interpret them to see what your point is making, I'm not getting the point that
I
you're
know you're not,
making.
because you don't know basic physics,
So
bro.
then maybe just explain the words
Okay,
instead
are
of
you-
diverting and deflecting to a completely different, unrelated topic.
Okay, are you done?
So again, please define the words you're using.
The citation and field physics. Okay, so in one quick summary, if I had to tell you one, it would be pretty much it's the source that shows the energy actually being transferred in or out of the field. You guys call these things particles. Okay, the term particle, if you ask any particle physicist, they will agree that it's nothing but a citation inducement of energy. What it is, it's literally two fields overlapping, creating a denser medium. And that denser medium is what you actually see with spectroscopy or a hadron collider, dumbass. And it's called a particle. That's
those
how we call a
instruments do not
particle.
operate on those properties.
Yes, it is. Oh my God. You want me to fucking Google
We
it?
do
Jesus
not
Christ.
design those
Everything I
instruments around
Googled,
those properties.
everything I Googled, like it's so crazy that I've been right about almost everything.
No.
No, you haven't.
Oh,
You
really?
did not.
Oh, really?
We did
Okay.
not invent those instruments off of the operating principle you're
Bro, yes, it
describing.
is, bro. You're literally slow as shit, dude.
Oh
But
my
go
God.
ask Quantonaut,
For
bro.
example,
Literally
you know what?
slow
I'll
dude.
do something kind of similar.
Go ask
Various
Quantonaut.
is
I have
right here,
used
and he's
both
disagreeing with
XRD and
you, Adam.
Yeah,
XRF
Various is
machines
a
for my
moron, bro.
work,
Various didn't even
and
know
those
basic.
run off of X-rays instead of gamma rays.
Buddy,
And
one more
I
time,
have
one more time.
I've literally written the instruction manual for an
Okay, so want me to
X-ray
Google it? Watch
diffractometer.
this. I'm gonna Google it right now. I'm gonna
And
Google it just to
I
prove it on the
wrote
show.
the section about the
Watch
operating
this.
principles, and I know how it was designed.
Okay, watch this. Watch this. Let me Google it just so you can shut the fuck up, bro.
This. Yeah, Various, apparently you with your degree in physics, you're not a physicist. You
Okay.
with your physical
Oh,
application,
look what it says.
you're not
Look
a
what it says,
physicist.
Chad. I just Googled it. Our reference source or citation source is Stanford University, Virginia Tech University, MIT. In physics, the citations for field physics is a
It's not a
formal.
citation, it's
I'm
an
reading.
excitation, dipshit.
Yeah, I'm reading, buddy. I'm reading, right?
Yeah, if
So a
you
formal, I'm
actually
reading. Various,
read-
please shut up,
if
bro. I'm
you
talking, bro.
actually knew how to read,
So
you
a
would
formal,
see that it says
standardized reference.
excitation, not citation, but you can't read.
First of all, it doesn't say excitations, genius. There's a difference between
It does say
excitation and
excitation, I
citation.
guarantee it.
Oh, really? You want to put money on it?
Yes, I guarantee
Okay, bet.
it
All right,
says
bet. How much?
excitation in a
How
field,
much?
not citation in a field.
Yeah, how much? How much you want to put on it?
I will put my whole fucking bank account on it
All right,
right
cool.
now.
All right, bet. Let me get the big bucks. Come on,
Put a-
Globey. This
put
is
a
God. You
thousand,
both
so-
owe me
put a
money.
thousand,
You
so
both owe me
you can owe
money,
us
dude.
both 1,000.
No, you owe me money, dude. You try to fucking straw man me, Globey. Let me get the big box. What is it? Oh, what does it say? In physics, a citation, not excitation.
God, you're referring to the
Dude,
wrong
that does
thing.
not
You're a
say
moron.
what that
That's
thing-
not about particles.
That is
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
citing sources in a paper. You
Oh my!
absolute
You idiot.
incel.
So
Wait,
fast.
Globey,
Buddy.
let me
It
get
says,
big box.
buddy. Wait,
Let
hold
me
on.
get
So
big
why
box.
does it?
You
Let me
Wait,
get
are
why
big
an
does?
box.
incel.
Nope. Let me get big
Turn
box.
your screen
Wait,
back
wait.
on.
I
Why?
get big
Wait,
box.
buddy. Why do you think
My
it
screen's
says
on.
it-
My screen's on. My screen's on. Please
This guy
give it to
thinks
me.
I'm playing. I'm not playing
So
shit.
by the
dog.
way, because I knew various,
Excitation.
it's excitation in physics
And
refers to
guess
the
what?
process
In
of where
fundamental
quantum
field.
systems, atoms, molecules,
Alright,
and
watch
or
this, Doc.
nucleus absorb energy, causing a constituent particle, typically an electron, to move from a lower energy state, ground state, to a higher energy
Yeah, it's
state.
called a transfer, genius. Anyways, do me a quick favor. Since you don't want
said
to.
citation.
No. Give him the big box. Give him the big box. Give him
Yeah.
the big box.
Quantum field
Whoa,
theory,
Take a
Globey,
turn.
give him the
particle,
big
Take a
box.
turn.
localized, quantized vibration, or
Whoa,
excitation
why
in a
are we
fundamental
cherry-picking?
field.
First of
Halfwit.
all, you both got two different answers just to prove you guys are morons.
No, they
Alright.
didn't.
No,
No,
Wait,
they
wait,
actually
hey, Globey.
didn't.
Both
All right,
said
Free, your turn now.
excitations in a field.
Redeem yourself.
Bro.
Fucking halfwit.
You unironically brought
Hey,
up the word citation with the wrong definition and just hoped we couldn't read.
Bro.
I
watch
knew
this.
he was going to do that as well. I knew it was going to say about referencing other work.
Unreal.
Writing a paper.
No, this isn't
Yeah,
for
you
the
weren't
blueprint.
even-
It says
the
in
It was
you
the
brought up had
section
nothing
you
to do with
highlighted, which
particles.
is even crazier.
Bro, it's literally the physics terminology, bro. What are you talking about?
By the way,
That's a general
let's
science
interject, let's
terminology, not a
interject.
one that is
Sorry,
specific to
Globey,
physics.
you're really quiet. Hold on, Globey, you're really quiet, by the way.
Oh, I'm quiet? Why am I quiet?
Yeah, host, your mic has been pretty low for a while.
What? My shit's all like
Sorry.
jacked
Citation
up.
isn't even specific to science. Citation is used throughout all of academia. Excitation in a field is what a particle is.
Ta-da!
Hold on. So you guys done?
Are you done
So
being
you
you
gonna
gonna
stupid?
pay
let
up?
me respond? You gonna let me respond?
Are you
Are
done
you
being
gonna pay
stupid?
up? Drop the
Yeah,
Yeah,
pay
dude,
are
up.
you do
done?
be owing a couple grand.
Well, he
Dude,
also
that's
owes
so
Mech like
bullshit,
10
bro. You're
grand,
literally
so
just cherry picking AI overview, bro.
it was
I
your
can pull it up
research.
in a QFT textbook if you want me to.
Your
Test, test,
citation
test, test,
failed
test.
you. You're good now.
That's better.
I had to jack it up to 500%. I don't know what's going on.
Damn.
So what it is so can I turn my box on or no?
No. Don't turn your
So
box
what?
on. That's what I
So
do
wait
with
a
your
minute.
mom.
So wait. So
you
who's
want-
David? Who's
so
David? Yo,
are you-
Various.
Do you want
Who's
my
David?
Cash App, my Venmo, or my PayPal?
Various. Shut up, Various. Who's David Thompson the third?
Hey, so Free, the host was
Who-
trying to speak.
Who's
Yeah,
David Thompson the third?
just warning. We got about a 10-minute countdown. I took a gummy about 10 minutes ago, so we got about a 10-minute countdown
Attaboy.
before the world turns upside down, and I got to turn this shit off. All right, continue.
All right, Free. I've got a
Wait,
pretty
which
basic
gummy was
physics
this?
question for you.
It's just a Flintstone vitamin.
Wait, was
Since-
this the ED gummy or was this the melatonin gummy?
No, it's just all natural.
Or the ED's all natural or?
Hey, Free. Since you're such a physics expert, why don't you tell me what this?
I might
Pause.
enjoy
is?
some herbs as well.
Wait, so
that
watch
actually
this,
sounds
watch
kind of
this.
nice.
Since you're such a physics expert, why don't you tell me what this equation is?
Nope. I'm not. You're not running from this.
Oh,
Give me
what do you
$1,000,
mean?
I
Gary.
don't think
You're
anybody
trying-
has
you
run
owe
from
him.
anything you've presented. We've let you show examples of every
Okay,
single
so 1
thing
second.
that
No,
you've been
you didn't.
talking
You didn't.
about,
You didn't
and
let
you've
me
been
read
wrong
it,
every time.
buddy. That's so bullshit. You didn't even let me read it. So first of all, I'm gonna ask one more time, Various. One more
I
time.
No,
read
don't
it
worry. We
on
read the
screen
definition
for
of a
you.
citation.
No, not a citation in reading, genius. A citation in ether physics, which is totally different.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ether physics isn't a thing. That's
Uh,
fucking pseudoscience.
are you
So
fucking-
do that with
Yeah,
that.
it is a pseudoscience.
Watch this, Various. Hold on. Explain to me what this formula is.
Can you explain when you're gonna pay him his $1,000?
Can you get
No,
off his
you
dick, bro?
answer-
Like
you
you've been
answer about
sucking
my
on her all night,
equation
bro. Chill, bro.
first.
So watch
You
this.
answer
Hold on,
about my
Various.
equation first. You want to
No,
talk about
Various, shut the fuck up.
electromagnetism?
Various, I literally
You
looked at
know-
what you study. You study bullshit, dude.
You want to bring up electromagnetism? You should know what this equation is.
Hey, buddy. Quick question for you. Hey, what's
no,
the?
this
hey, what's-
equation is part of electromagnetism.
Hey, buddy. What's this
Why
symbol?
don't you know what it is?
Hey, buddy. What's this symbol? Come on, Various.
Epsilon depends
Nope.
on what you're using it for.
Nope, that's not epsilon. Yeah, you're a dumbass. Shut up, Various. You don't know.
That's
You don't
not.
know.
Did somebody say it was epsilon?
That's an
Someone just said
epsilon.
epsilon. Yes,
That is an epsilon.
that's not an epsilon. You're dumb.
That's either an epsilon or a chi. I can't tell because your
Nah,
screen is
It's
blurry.
wrong. Nope, wrong.
Oh,
Or not
chi is an
chi,
X. I'm
chi.
sorry, that's wrong.
Nope, that's still wrong. It's not chi either, genius. It's actually the symbol.
Bring it back up.
It's actually the symbol variable for the word ether, dumbass. So
Bring
get
it
off
back
my
up.
dick,
Ether
Various.
physics isn't real physics.
Ether
dipshit.
physics is a real physics. It's it. Oh, really?
Bring
So,
it back
Yeah,
up, please.
it's not real. You
Okay,
will
do you know
not
what-
find any
Can you
physicists
bring it back
that
up?
support the ether.
yeah. What's the Cauchy equation, bro?
Can you bring it back up, please, Free?
Yeah,
I
what's
didn't
the
get a chance
Cauchy
to see it.
equation?
I'd
Yeah,
like
no,
to
I'm
see
not
it.
gonna. I'm not gonna just keep chat GPTing your arguments, dog.
It's not. I'm willing to put money that you drew epsilon, and then you're just equating it to a pseudoscience,
Yeah,
just so
that's
that
not
you
epsilon,
can
Right.
maybe try to run
I
away.
think he was
So-
maybe trying to draw the letter.
Nope. So wait, let me ask you this, Various. What do you think it actually stands for? What do you think that variable stands for, buddy?
If it has to do with ether, it's bullshit, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think he was trying to draw the letter zeta.
Nope, it's not. It's actually, look up the Cauchy equation. It's the Navier Cauchy equation, the original elastic
You
ether
talking about
formula.
the Cauchy equation? Wait, you talking about the Cauchy equation? It's not
Yes.
Cauchy.
Words
It's
are hard.
Cauchy equation.
It's Cauchy.
It's actually the Navier equation, technically. It's the original elastic ether formula, and that variable was
Yeah,
actually the
ether
displacement.
isn't a part of modern physics.
Buddy, fuck your modern physics. Your modern physics says your man can be a woman. I don't give a shit what your modern physics says, bro.
That has nothing to do with
physics,
physics.
dumbass.
Yes, it does. It's all science. Do your
Well, I mean, I
science?
guess it kind of does
That
because
has
It's
nothing to do with
neurology
physics,
has
dumbass. Wrong
some
field.
parts of physics. in
Yeah,
it.
anyways, you got it wrong, Various. Where's my $1,000?
No, you
I didn't
didn't.
bet on that.
Yeah, because now if I go back to my other picture of what an ether physics citation means,
All you have to do is just show us where it says in Google that a citation relates to quantum mechanics.
well, it's an ether physics model, so yeah, I can.
No, because you
said
brought
that
the one you
modern,
brought up.
No. You said that in modern physics, a particle is a citation in a field.
Yeah, well, first of all, an ether
I'm not letting
modern
you
physics.
rewrite what you
Yes,
said.
no, an ether modern physics, genius.
Ether isn't part of modern physics, dumbass.
Buddy, you never debunked ether. I'm sorry, but your Microsoft Morley daddy didn't debunk it, buddy.
It's
No, he
Michelson.
literally
That's
did.
exactly what it did.
Buddy,
As
buddy, first
every
of all,
physicist for the past 100 years
Hey,
will tell you.
Einstein, luminiferous ether, that was just one form of it. That was one theory. There's hundreds, you
That is
dumb
the
fuck.
only form of ether
No,
that's ever
there's
been
not.
a part. That's
Have you
ever
ever
been
heard
a
of the-
hypothesis in physics.
Have you ever heard of the dielectric model, you fuck?
This sounds like some electric universe
Talking about
nonsense.
Dielectric
People usually only debate
materials.
by ending their statements in fuck. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, well, I don't care.
You're talking about
Well, because you
dielectric
got code there.
materials.
Yeah, so for example, watch this. Look at this, for example.
Dielectric materials have nothing to do with ether.
Oh my god, it's because you don't know the core axiom ether model, genius. Yeah, quick question. Here we go. Let me show you this.
And neither
formula
does
here.
anybody that works in the field
Hey,
or
hey,
any
hey,
of
what-
the
hey, what-
technical
hey, what-
fields
hey, what does
because
this
it's
mean?
not relevant.
It's not relevant because your education is limited to what they think is actually useful. Which is
Data
gonna
phi
be-
over
Beliefs are
delta
limited
R.
to
What is
evidence.
phi here?
what is this formula here? Read it for me, Various.
The function
The
f of
whole
R
thing
is
isn't on
equal
the
to
screen, so I
negative,
can't see it.
like I guess the derivative of phi over R.
That's not a derivative, genius. Do you not know what a derivative is? This is a derivative.
DDR looks like a derivative
D
to
over
me.
That's a
oh my god,
derivative, you
free,
idiot.
you dumbass.
It's some
The-
kind of
the
rate,
D
or unless
stands
D
for
is like
derivative. The
unless
swirl
it's
you
like-
just drew.
Did
that's
you write that in
a
pen
partial
constant
and then
of some
couldn't erase
kind.
it?
Free.
No, I just
Free.
erased it.
Free. There are
So it's-
multiple types of derivatives.
So that's not a
swirl,
derivative. It's
There
a
are
distance.
multiple. No, it's not.
It means distance of the. Oh,
No,
how
it
are you gonna
doesn't.
tell me, bitch? You just thought the ether
Okay, so
formula wasn't even
sure,
real.
in this
Because
context,
I've
maybe it's not a
taken way more
derivative.
math classes
It's
than
that
you
Tell us what
including
D
distance.
is. Is it like a
calculus.
constant
Oh
or
my
something?
god. Okay, want me to
I
read
have
it?
in fact-
In this constant, is D
Free.
like a constant
Free.
or something?
Buddy, no, buddy, the constant. Oh my god, the constant would be the potential next to it.
Hey,
So-
free. Hey, free.
Buddy,
The
one second,
R
one
hat?
second. Oh
Hey,
no, let me
free.
read it. It says that things fall down because the force
Hey,
equals the
free.
negative rate of change of the dielectric potential with respect to
It is a
distance.
change.
Hey,
It is
free.
a fucking rate. It's a
Hey, free.
derivative, bro. There's no
Hey,
way
free.
you just said that out
Buddy,
loud.
buddy,
Free,
it stands for
hey, free, can you
distance,
read this?
idiot. The D
No,
is for
Hey,
it
free, can you
doesn't.
read
No,
this for
it
me?
doesn't.
Oh my god.
There's
Hey,
no
free.
fucking way.
Hey, free,
Oh my
stop
God.
running.
Buddy,
Hey,
are you
free,
done?
stop
Are you done?
running.
Buddy, it literally
Stop
states that
running.
the force is
Hey,
equal to the
free.
negative
Stop
rate
running.
of change of the
Stop
dielectric
running.
potential.
Okay, do you know
Stop
what
being a
derivative is?
coward.
Can we ask that really quick? Do you know
Free.
what a derivative is?
It just
Because
means
it
the
is
rate,
a
it just
rate of
means the rate of
running.
change.
Free, stop running. What does this say?
Yes, buddy, the bottom one is the bottom one. One
What
says
bottom
distance.
one? There's
So
no
there's-
bottom one.
buddy,
These
listen,
are two
there's-
words.
there's
Hey,
two
free, what
Ds.
does this say?
There's
What
two
does
D's
this
here.
say?
There's a D
What
with
does
a
this say?
potential, and then there's a D
Free.
with R.
Free,
Slow
shut
down.
up. What does this say?
Slow down. We got to make sure we all understand the symbols we're using. Right.
What does this say, Free? Can
Yeah, I
you
know what a
read?
derivative. I know what a derivative is.
Yeah.
Like, get off my dick, dog.
This is a type.
So
this
why
is a
did you say
derivative.
that it isn't one?
There-
Because
No,
it is.
buddy,
You just
no,
said it.
no,
You
that's-
defined it
two-
out loud.
Buddy,
There
no.
are
What I
two
said is that
types.
it's the oh my
Free.
god, that's not what I said. What I
Free.
said is it's
There
the
are-
change of
There
the
are
force.
more.
You said
There
it's
is
the
more than
distance or
one
something.
type
You said
of
it's
derivative.
the difference, or I don't know what you said.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
wait,
said
so
it's
one.
some distance.
Oh
There
my
is
god, let me turn
more
my
than
camera on. Let me
one
turn my
type of
camera on. Let me turn my
derivative.
camera on. Let me turn my camera on.
Free.
Look,
Free.
genius. One
That's a
is with R.
derivative.
Listen, one's with R, right? Which is the distance.
That's a
And one's
derivative,
the
not a
change.
distance.
One's buddy. Oh my god, you
One
idiot.
over R is one over the distance.
You're
Buddy,
saying
buddy.
phi is a rate of change?
is a derivative.
Buddy. Look, one's.
Are you saying phi is a
Free.
derivative?
There is
No,
more
oh
than
my-
one type of
Various, can you
derivative.
please shut up? Oh yeah, sure, I know that, Various.
There is
Can you shut
more
up now?
than one type of derivative.
Yeah, I know that, genius.
That D
I
is a
know
full.
this, Various.
Then you would know
One-
that that's a fucking
So
derivative.
Various, what do you think the symbol means, Various?
Phi is usually a potential. R is usually a
Congratulations.
distance.
It
Which
can also
means-
be an
Phi
angle.
dr
but, like,
is a
means-
derivative with
Which
respect
means
to the
that the
distance.
force, right, equals the negative.
We're talking about light.
We're not talking, bro. You're not even tracking. I'm done, bro. You're not even. No,
Oh
we're
my
not. No one's
God.
talking about light. We're talking about the dielectric ether
No
model. He
one's
said,
talking
Oh
about
my
light.
God.
he said,
Free.
he said that the ether
Free.
physics isn't real.
I've
and
been
I'm
trying to
literally
explain
cooking
a
this thing.
derivative to you for 5 minutes, and you've been too childish to stop interrupting.
Various.
There
I'm
is
literally. I'm
more
in
than
calculus
one.
3, dumbass. I know what a derivative
You are
is.
not in calculus 3.
I'm
I've
literally in
taken.
calculus 3, bro. How are you gonna tell
You
me?
won't make it to
Why are
Calc
you
4.
fucking lying?
Bro, I'm
I've
objectively in
already
calculus
finished.
3, bro.
I finished
Uh,
Calc 3 almost 10 years ago.
In what
You are beneath me.
What degree are you searching that you're in Calc 3?
I'm not searching a degree.
What are you studying?
What are you going toward?
If you can
probably-
show
I'm
me
not-
your
I'm honestly-
free. If you can show me your transcript where you're taking Calc 3, I'll pay your fucking tuition.
You're gonna
Do
pay my
it.
tuition, buddy. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not college.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
So he's
It's
just
not.
Then you're
reading-
not taking
he's-
Calc 3.
No,
he's-
it's called a self-paced. Wait a minute. It's a self-paced. It's real shit. It's a self-paced.
That explains why you don't understand
Process
fucking
of the
anything.
So you're
No, it's
using
not.
AI to try to
Yeah. So
learn.
there's more
No,
than
no,
one
not
type
AI.
of
There's
derivative.
there's online
So
courses
DeFi-
that teaches you
DeFi
calculus for
DR
free.
is a derivative. That D
Yeah,
stands for a
various.
full
First of all,
derivative.
the argument
That
wasn't.
D free. Shut up.
The
That
argument
D
was to
stands
change
for
the
a
distance,
full
moron.
derivative. That swirl you drew stands for a
Change in
partial
distance.
derivative.
Even what you're saying
These
right
are two
now is a
different
derivative.
types of derivatives.
Oh my god,
Maybe
I
you
know what
should
a
ask
derivative is.
your free
Then you
self-paced
would know that
course.
DeFi DR is a derivative.
What D
if you
stands
weren't
for.
fucking lying.
Bro, Various, you just said that the ether wasn't even the ether physics wasn't real. You're dumb.
Because it's not part of modern physics.
buddy,
You can
you
show
know what
me a
else isn't part of modern
transcript
physics?
that you're in an
Slavery. That
accredited
doesn't mean slavery
college.
wasn't real.
I'll transfer over my
What the
GI
fuck?
Bill.
Buddy, slavery is not modern, yet doesn't mean it wasn't real, buddy.
That's
No,
a
what
wild
the fuck
conflation
kind of
that
reasoning
doesn't
is
even
that?
match up.
It's called
No
an
one's
analogy.
denying that
It's an analogy.
happened.
No, you just said
No
that
one's
because it's
denying that
you're
happened.
saying because
dipshit.
it's not modern, that doesn't matter. You're actually slow as shit.
Yeah, so physics threw out ether because there wasn't evidence that it existed.
Yeah, genius. The lack of evidence doesn't equate to it not being real. You dumb fuck.
Oh, so with ether, there's actually positive evidence to the fact that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, buddy. The fact that it doesn't. Wait, if you have evidence that. Wait a minute. What's that? What is it?
Lorentz invariance, that if you are in any inertial reference frame, the
Yeah,
laws
you
of
can
physics
explain
don't
that.
change.
Which is why you. Wait a minute. First of all, let's not
Let
say
him finish
because
explaining that.
I just cooked
Yeah.
you.
Totally
I
cut him
just
off, man.
cooked you with the Masbour effect.
Yo,
You don't even
Free,
know what that
no,
was,
you
Various.
totally cut him off.
The
Various
Masbour
didn't even know what
effect.
the Masbour effect is. Shut up, Various.
Free, yo, you totally cut him off. Let him speak.
He doesn't even know
Yeah.
what the Masbour effect is. Why am I going to listen?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Various. What's the Thomas Wigner angle, Various?
Doesn't matter. You're deflecting. Let him
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
It's not
That's not
Wigner, it's
deflecting.
Wagner.
Yeah, what is it though?
Jesus. I don't remember off the
It
top of my
doesn't
head.
I know
That's
you
matter.
condensed matter.
Let him talk.
That's
He's
condensed
talking
matter.
about
I'm not
something
a
else.
condensed matter
bro, you've been
physicist.
glazing this guy since he got here, bro. When are you gonna hop off of it, bro?
Whenever you
Oh my
say something
God.
correct,
Yeah, if you
Bro,
stop
Dak,
Bro,
I
interrupting
know
the
you're
me
not
rejection
talking.
is
and
crazy.
actually
He's
let me
probably writing
explain
it right
something.
now.
Bro, Dak, you didn't even know what Amper's law was. Shut up.
Hey, hey,
can you
Free,
calculate
if you would actually
FSPL?
shut up for 5 minutes and let a real physicist
Wait,
talk,
say
you
it
would
again.
actually
Wait,
learn some
Dak.
real
Wait,
physics.
Dak, say it again. What's
Can you
Amper's law?
calculate FSPL?
Wait, what's Amper's law?
Can you calculate
What's
FSPL?
Amper's law?
I'm just using your logic against
What's
you. Can you
Amper's
calculate
law? Do you
FSPL?
want me to write down the formula for you?
Can you? Do you want me to write down the
I
formula
can
for
say
Yeah,
FSPL?
Ampere's
what's the
law.
formula?
Do you want the
formula for Amper's
derivative
law?
form or the integral
What's the
form?
formula for FSPL? Or can we
Yeah,
stop trying to
what's the?
again just
Are you gonna dodge?
deflect
Yeah, do
away
you
from
want
various?
the derivative form
Okay,
or the
so
integral form?
well, I mean, you can give me the derivative form.
Yeah, so that's going to be that the curl of the magnetic field is equal to mu naught multiplied by the current.
Okay. Now, what's the other opposite?
The
Goal
other
post shifting,
opposite?
bro. Shut the fuck up.
No,
Just
I'm
let
joking. I'm
various
joking.
talk.
I'm joking.
The
I'm joking.
other
You got that
opposite
right.
I'm
of
sorry.
what?
Let
No,
the
I'm
other guy
joking. I'm
talk.
joking. You got that right. No. So
Yeah,
now I'm
I
asking
know I got it
Dag.
right.
Okay, Dag, what's the Gauss's law formula?
What's FSPL?
What's Gauss's law formula?
No,
What's
we answered the
FSPL?
question. It's your turn.
Oh, he's gonna run
Dude.
from daddy.
No, you're
No.
running because
You're
you're
running.
running. We've already
You're
answered
running.
one of your questions.
You're
Now
running.
it's your turn.
You're
What's
running.
FSPL?
This is gonna be a run.
I remember when you tried my hyperfixating on Snell's law. So you should know what FSPL
Also,
is.
Yeah,
you're
When it
not
comes to
but-
light.
Also,
You should
you're
know
not
this.
even asking a well-formulated question because there's 2 Gauss's laws, so you would need to specify which one you mean.
The electric. What's the electric Gauss's law?
I'm not a physicist. I do know
Yeah, that's
radio
del
wave
dot E
propagation.
equals rho over epsilon naught.
Ooh, good job. You knew that. Dak didn't because he's a dumbass.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
a
I know this
physicist.
because it's super basic physics.
Yeah, it is super basic physics,
This is
which is why I
literally
proved that
I'm
fucking
not a
level.
Okay,
physicist.
great. Some of
And
us
Dak,
know
and guess
basic
what, Darius? And
physics.
Dak couldn't answer basic physics.
I'm not a physicist.
Okay.
I
Okay,
do
then shut up
cybersecurity
then,
and
Dak.
radio
Don't tell
wave
me what I know and don't
propagation.
know.
Dak
We
isn't
can have
the
a
one
dick metric.
disagreeing with all of modern
Yeah,
physics.
Dak, we can do that, bro. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the crazy thing. I don't disagree
guarantee
with
you I
things
would
that are
win
put
in
into
that.
like
Free,
physical
free.
application.
I don't care that Dak doesn't know physics because Dak isn't claiming that all of modern physics is wrong.
No one said that modern physics was wrong. That's just going to be
You-
another.
You are.
No,
You
that's
are
not what I
inherently
said.
claiming that all of modern
That's
physics is wrong by
objectively
being
what I
a flat
didn't say.
earther.
I'm not a flat earther, you dumb fuck.
Oh, welcome
No,
to the
you're
globe.
Since
contrarian.
when?
What do you mean since when? Bro, Globey, these guys are literally like
Since
tried-
like 2 months ago. This
literally
happened
don't even
recently
try.
where he started because
Awesome.
he
Welcome to
got
the globe.
ostracized by the flat Earth community.
You
They
think
couldn't take a
that's
shit
why,
with it.
buddy? The flat Earth community doesn't know what 12 times 6 is. I don't give a shit.
So
what
why
they
did you
say.
give me numbers, or why did you give me an estimation for the distance to the sun on a flat Earth?
When I do that,
If you were never a flat Earther.
did I ever say, buddy? I'm
Yeah,
famous.
when I
I'm
started
famous
making my
for
model
being a
in
flat
November.
earther.
In
But
late
I'm literally-
November, when I started making my
Famous.
flat Earth model,
That's an interesting.
you were one of the
way to
flat
put it.
earthers.
Hey,
It's
Who
getting a
gave me
little
numbers.
chaotic, gentlemen.
Hey, Various, I
Yeah.
don't just study physics, buddy. I also study philosophy, biology, buddy. So yeah, if you
No,
want to debate,
you
we
don't.
can.
You don't
Free.
study physics.
Free,
Okay,
do you
sure.
know what an integral is?
Yeah, sure. It's measuring it's measuring a slope of change. Yeah.
That's a derivative.
You fucking idiot.
No,
That's
wait
a
a minute.
derivative.
I know what an integral is. Yes.
I can free if you can show
Really?
me like any current accredited college transcript. Or, like I will transfer over my GI Bill to you. So not only will your tuition be paid for, you'll actually get paid. You'll get BAH for it.
Bro. Am I wrong?
I keep making a similar offer to flat earthers. If they can pass an introductory freshman level
Bro,
physics course
wait,
with an A,
Globey,
I will
Globey.
pay their entire tuition
Wait,
for the whole
Globey.
degree.
Wait, Globey, why did they say I got the definition wrong? It's literally the range between 2 points, like I said.
So
The range between 2 points? No.
An interval? What?
Interval or integral?
No, that's not what an integral is.
Globey, did you say an interval or integral?
Integral.
With a G.
integral.
Bro, I did not say. I literally heard integral, bro. Interval.
No, I wouldn't ask you what an interval is. That's like,
That's literally what it's just a continuous amount.
what's an integral?
Yeah, an integral is a continuous sum to calculate an area.
No,
Eh,
but that's
It-
in
it lit-
calculus.
it- Close.
That's in
It
calculus
literally is.
too.
That's close enough.
Okay, well, that's okay. What is it then? What is it then?
It's close enough that you just searched it while we were sitting here.
Bro, what the fuck? You said interval, bro. What do you mean?
You said integral.
He definitely didn't say interval.
I said
Bro, wait a minute. Globey. I know you're not talking about searching when you just want to go get your.
Yeah, I don't have to look at.
You
I
went
don't
to
have to
go
look at
get your
AI, dude.
Because you bought a book, you duh. That's your AI, you genius.
Do you know when I bought this book?
It's literally not.
Do you know when I bought this book, Free?
I don't know. Probably when you got married.
No, way before that.
He got married.
Let's see what the date is in this.
Wait, when did you buy that book?
This publication is in 1998.
Oh,
Wait, what book? Wait, I don't care what book, what year was
Edwards
made. I
and
asked
Penny,
what
5th edition calculus. This was
Uh,
Calc 1, 2, and 3. All
and you don't
all
remember,
in
and
one
you
book.
don't. Okay, bet. So Globey,
So-
wait. No one answered this. No one
so-
answered. No one
so-
answered this.
No. So when you say you're taking
They'll run.
calculus as a self-paced class, I would expect you
Yes.
at least buy a textbook and actually do some studying.
I do. I actually have Calculus for Dummies book. I have 2 of them.
That's not,
oh, it's the
that's
perfect book for you.
Again,
I don't know.
free-
I don't know
just
why
erase
that's funny. Why is that funny?
just erase the calculus 4 part and just go.
Wait, why is that funny? It's actually pretty detailed.
Free again. If you can
it's,
show me,
it's the perfect book for you.
free.
I
If
mean,
you can
that-
show
it
It
me
doesn't
a
seem to have
true-
taught you anything from what I've seen so
I mean, I don't know
far.
why you guys
All
are
jokes
laughing,
aside, that's a good place to start. That's a good
but
place
that's
to
fucked
start.
up of you guys,
Read
bro.
that. Right? That's a good place to start. If you're gonna
I mean, I
start.
know it is. It's a
Agreed.
good place.
And then
Mind you, I just learned basic geometry like a year, like 4 or 5 months ago.
I know.
No, there is no I know. What it is, you guys are discrediting me, like, which
No,
is
we
kind of
know.
fucked up.
No,
But
like
you're
we
arguing with
actually
people
know.
who studied this for like their lives.
I'm not arguing with them. What it is they think I'm making a claim that modern physics is wrong, which I never said. If they actually track, like various can do, I said that modern physics can be interpreted many ways, like I originally said.
Ether.
But
is
you
not
are
any
denying
part of
modern physics because
under
modern
any
physics
interpretation that's
acknowledges
valid.
photons.
I'm not denying photons. I'm just changing
You
the interpretation.
oh no, you didn't.
I'm saying that
Bro.
interpretation. I'm saying that interpretation of photons can be
You
changed.
literally said
You
word
said
for
you
word,
don't believe
aren't
photons
real.
exist.
I don't believe their interpretation. Yes, I
No,
believe.
you
So
didn't
you're
say
denying
interpretation.
What
modern
does that even
physics.
mean?
No, buddy, the interpretation is up for debate. Come on, buddy.
It's
stop it.
not.
It's really not.
What, that
Oh my
there's
goodness
citations in a
gracious.
field?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Bro, I don't know what's
Yeah,
so
and then
funny.
you also
Bro,
fucked
Dak,
up saying
I
that there
don't know
were
what's funny.
citations.
Dak, you don't even know what the Emperor's Law was. Shut the fuck up, Dak.
You don't know anything about radio waves.
You don't know,
You want to have a dick
bro. Hey,
measuring contest with that?
Hey, Dak.
You
What's the
definitely
formula?
don't know anything about materials.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Dak. What's the formula for radio waves, Dak?
For what?
What's the formula to calculate radio waves?
What part of the radio wave are we calculating? Are we calculating frequency? Are we
still-
calculating modulation? Are we
We can do
calculating
frequency.
free
Let's
space
just do
laws?
frequency. Let's do frequency.
I'm still waiting for Free to answer my question about
Sine
this
of
equation.
X.
Cycles
I
per
don't-
It's
time.
really
mean?
basic.
Cycles per time.
Yeah. So various. That's a great various. So yeah,
Yeah,
Dak.
so what
I
is
don't
it?
know.
What is this
Cycles
equation?
per time.
Yeah. So wait a minute. I was gonna tell various. Do you just like remember this shit, or are you just like cheating?
Oh, so we're just jumping from person to person,
No,
but yet all of
I-
us are the runners, right? You
Yeah,
asked
I
a question, I
remember
answered it.
and
Am I correct?
understand
Am I
what this
incorrect?
equation
Definitely
Hey,
is.
hey, Dak.
answered it correctly.
Hey, Dak. Wait. Can I want to answer by Dak, please? Hey, Dak. What's the derivative of x squared?
Oh, come on.
2x.
You scared? You
All right,
scared
cool.
of
What's
equations now?
what's that? No, wait. I'm asking of equations. I
Now
don't
it's my
understand.
turn to ask a
Dak,
question.
what's the
What's the
pretend?
equation?
Then what
What's
is
the
this?
equation?
Dak wants
Actually,
to
no,
pretend.
What is
not even
this?
what's the
I'm not
equation.
answering
You
you shit.
don't
What
have
does
to, you don't have to
FSPL stand
describe
for?
what it is. Just give its name.
No,
What's
no,
the
hold
name
on.
of this equation?
Give what name for what equation?
Free.
The
What is
equation I just put in
FSPL?
chat.
You said what, bro?
The equation that I just put in chat. What's the
Yeah,
name of it?
it's the change of the wave. Oh, the name of that equation? I
Yeah.
don't think
You
I
know
know
what?
the
If
name.
you asked us a fucking derivative question,
Well, is
I'm
this-
gonna
Oh,
ask you what is the
You're claiming to
fucking
be an
integral
expert in like
of-
the
Yeah. So
modern
wait a minute.
interpretation
Wait,
of-
Dak.
Yeah.
Dak, hold
More
on, guys.
like
You guys, I'm getting
three
5
You
different
X.
questions.
keep running
You're
from me
claiming
now.
All
to
right,
be
one
an
question at a
expert.
time. It's one.
Yeah,
only
bro,
one guy.
they're
Okay,
slobbing on me,
Kobe,
bro. They're like
free.
they're getting a
You're
mouthful. dude.
claiming to
Yeah, Dak.
like
What was your
have
question, Dak?
you're claiming to have a better
FSPL?
interpretation of modern physics and
That's
of
not right.
photons
Oh
and
my God.
electromagnetism than the rest of the field. You should at least be
Bro,
able to
no,
identify
bro,
the
buddy,
founding
buddy.
equations.
That's gonna be the biggest straw man since fucking Anne Frank, dude. Like that's
Since-
objectively not what I
since you've had
said.
to-
Did you say
since
like
you've had-
Anne
yeah, it's
Frank?
crazy. as
Since
fuck.
Anne Frank. Yeah, that's
Right, so
objectively.
you're
That's objectively
claiming
what I
that
didn't say.
physics is up to interpretation,
That's objectively
and
true.
that you
Yes.
have a better interpretation.
Wait a minute.
of
Are you denying?
photons.
Wait a minute. Are you denying that physics isn't up for interpretation? Because I can give you a syllogism right now with shit on you.
Right, so your claim specifically is that you have a better interpretation of modern physics, particularly photons. So why don't you know these basic equations of electromagnetism that I'm posting?
Okay, so I can. First of all, you can post it to.
It's the same equation.
What's a differential form?
Why
It
would
is-
you want
it-
that?
It is a differential equation. What is it?
Well, let me see.
This is-
Retype it.
Oh my god.
You got what is it?
You
I
can
seen.
also just scroll, but okay. So this is a very important equation for electromagnetism, especially if you're going to be doing quantum field theory, which is where you get those excitations within fields to get particles. So you should be able to identify this equation if you have any ability to interpret what an excitation in a field is.
Yeah. So are you done, bro?
Yeah, so can you give us the name of the
That was a
equation?
pretty
or just
coherent question,
Or
dude.
just tell us like anything about this equation. I'll take literally anything. Tell me anything other than
Yeah,
that
it just
it's a
says derivative. B is gonna be the wavelength. F is gonna.
No, there's no wavelength in this
I mean, excuse me.
equation.
You're right. B is just gonna be the magnetic.
No,
Magnetic field, right?
that's beta, and no.
Yeah. But guess what beta stands for, Einstein?
Yeah, beta.
The thing that
in
you
this
definitely didn't
is
say.
not the magnetic field. It's an index.
Buddy, so is that? Wait a
Isn't
minute. Are
that
you
what
claiming
you
that
are?
B? Are you claiming that B
I
has
can
nothing to do
swap
with
that
the?
beta. I can swap that beta for an alpha, and it wouldn't change the meaning of this equation. As long as I'd have to swap both of the betas for an alpha, but it wouldn't change the meaning of this equation if both those betas turned to alphas.
I mean, I low-key thought that was the wave. I know in magnetic like formulas it was. Looks like the
Nope.
differential. It's definitely differential form.
Yeah, yeah. The thing on the left is a partial derivative, not a full
Okay.
derivative with the letter D, like d phi dr.
Okay. So I'm not sure then. I guess yeah.
Oh man, it's almost like you don't actually study physics.
Let's talk about. Wait a
And
minute.
you
First of all, just because I
are
don't
a
know a
quote
formula doesn't mean I don't
unquote
study
independent
physics.
So
researcher.
then
Bro,
why did you
your
spend?
logic,
Hold on,
Various, your
wait,
logical,
Various. Hold on, let me call him out
buddy,
for this. So then
your
why did you
logic is like
spend
so
10
fucking
minutes
insane,
trying
dude.
to use that same logic that he just applied to you onto me, and now why is it wrong?
Wait, I'm
Did
so
you
confused.
or did you
Wait a
not
minute.
sit here
Yeah,
and
what's the
ask me
symmetry
questions
breaker,
about
Free?
So wait a minute,
specific equations
Globey, mind you.
Yeah,
I
Free,
said
what's the
that
into
symmetry
B.
breaker?
attempt?
Wait a minute,
What?
mind you. He said that B is beta, which is duh, which just means the magnetic field, which
That's
he just
not a
dodged.
B. That's not a B.
Buddy,
It's the
that
Greek letter
oh,
beta.
no shit.
Then
And
say it
it's
right.
not for magnetic fields.
Buddy, that is for the magnetic field, Einstein, and then JV is just a current density.
You don't even know. You couldn't even name this equation.
Who cares? Doesn't mean I don't know the variables.
So now it's wait, hold
You
on,
don't know the
Various.
No, he's
variables.
just
That
applying the
beta
same
is
logic
not
to
for
you.
magnetic
Buddy,
fields.
I'm
Yes.
allowed to know the variables. I want to remember
Various.
the fucking formula, dude.
Well, so Free. So now
You definitely have
it
not seen this
doesn't
formula
matter.
before.
Now
Bro,
it
just hella,
doesn't
bro. You know
matter
how
that
many
you don't
formulas
know
there
a
are, bro?
specific formula. Hold on, Various. Now
Bro,
it
it's so
doesn't
stupid,
matter
bro.
that
There's so many formulas.
he doesn't know a specific formula when you spent 10 minutes trying to discredit me for not knowing a specific formula.
But Dak, the difference is I actually know what the variables are. You don't.
Oh, you get the cherry
No,
pick.
you didn't know it
I
either.
literally
You
said
didn't
it's the
know.
magnetic field, and then I told
You
him it was a
didn't know
derivative
what
of
it
the
was
magnetic
at
field.
all.
It's not the
That's
magnetic
objectively.
field.
Beta is literally the magnetic field, dude. What are you talking about?
Not in this context.
Okay, so in this context, what is it?
Beta, like I said before, is an index. When indexes are repeated, you sum over them.
Okay, so now you're claiming beta is not the field; it's just the index.
That is what he just explained
Yeah.
pretty clearly.
Beta and gamma are both indices.
Well, it's not just
not
for
fields.
Not. Well,
F
it
is
could
a
also.
field.
It doesn't
F is a
necessarily
field.
mean that though. It could also be for vector calculus. So it means the same shit.
No, this is tensor
Somebody
calculus.
using like an inhaler or something?
What?
Sorry, I was scratching my
Free.
head.
This isn't vector calculus. This is tensor calculus, which is above vector calculus. It's a generalization.
Okay, so dude, you acting like I'm a fucking goat, dude. I'm telling you, I'm like pretty good. I'm pretty good
Acting
with the
like you're
variables.
what?
He's treating you the exact opposite. If
I'm
you
So wait a
treating you
minute.
like a child because you're acting like a child.
Bro, what? I don't give a shit how you feel like I'm
your
acting.
logic.
Like,
All right, let's go Phil, bro, here. He applied your logic onto you, and now it's bad.
yeah, Dak. What was the inference
you
rule for that?
spent
Dak?
you spent like half an hour saying that Dak doesn't know any physics.
Yeah, he doesn't know
and
physics.
now
That's
I'm
objectively
doing
true.
the same to
Wait,
you.
Various. You
So
gave me one
why
formula I
don't you
didn't
know
know.
any of this physics?
Wait, Various. You gave me one formula I don't know. Sure, but Dak didn't know shit.
Okay.
I
You want
did.
some
I
more?
actually quite literally. You asked me a physics question, and I actually answered it.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
you
what's
don't
that
even
one,
know that
Free?
you asked me
Hey,
a
Free,
physics
what's that
question.
one? What's
There's
that
nothing.
one?
There's nothing in the chat.
I want to just acknowledge
All
what's
right, what's
going
that
on
one?
here a little bit. Basically, the last 20 minutes
What's
has
this
been
one?
a debate on who can poison the well better.
Come on, Free.
I'd
I just
say
put
hour
3
and a half,
equations.
though.
Name one of them.
Oh, fair enough.
That's his only ploy.
Come on, Free. I put
Yeah,
3 equations.
that's
Name
not
one
what's
of them.
happening at all, dude.
It
I
quite
put 3
literally
equations.
is.
Name one of them.
That's your only topic. That's the only way you can debate people is by hyperfixating on a certain subsect of knowledge that maybe the general public doesn't know about. And then when you find something that they can't repeat off the top of their head, you go, aha, I win.
That's what all flat earthers do.
Come on, Free. I've put 4 formulas or 4 equations in the chat. Name one of them.
They think because you can walk up to a person on the street and just say, "How fast does the Earth rotate or revolve around the sun?" and they know it off the top of their head, they win.
Yeah, free. I'm not saying to name all of them. I'm saying I've posted 4.
How did you even
Actually,
type that
I've
in the
posted
chat?
5. I have
Various.
macros
That's
on my
crazy.
I don't know
keyboard,
how
so
he's
I can
doing
just
that either.
type backslash and the
Bro,
name of
you
the
got
equation, and it'll
there's
pop
just
up.
I mean there's 5 of them.
He's
Was it
got
more?
TikTok macros. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
the first
no.
one.
It's an actual
Yeah,
like that is probably
free.
the
Just
most
name
like
one of them.
One of
mathematic
them's
like
looking like I don't know I mean one kind of looks like the continuity equation, but I'm not sure.
it's such
Oh,
a
wow,
weird
he actually
thing.
got one.
There's one that looks like what is that F? I don't know what the formula. I don't know what number that is. Was it an
That's
R? Wait,
not a
for the
number.
first one. Wait a minute. For the first one is what the fuck is in the brackets? Why is there 2 dots above the
Again,
X?
the alpha. Oh my god. So 2 dots means that. So x is the position. 2 dots
Wait, I know
above
the
it means
position, but I
it's
don't know what
the
the dots mean.
acceleration.
It
I
Yeah,
means
mean,
I was
double
is that? Wait a
explaining
minute.
derivative,
it.
bro.
Is there an A next to the dots?
So that's an
Oh, I didn't.
alpha.
It's
Yeah, I
an
didn't.
alpha.
Again,
Bro, I didn't know if that was an
those
alpha or an
subscripts
inertial.
and yeah. So
Calm
again,
down,
those
Various. I thought it could have been an
subscripts
inertial. I
and
couldn't see it.
superscripts. Yeah, so if you'd actually just listen to a physicist, you might actually learn some physics for
Yeah. So
once.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. So,
So,
buddy, because
like I was
first of
explaining
all,
before,
you think I'm just gonna remember this shit
those
like
superscripts,
that? You're tweaking,
those
bro.
superscripts and the subscripts, those are indices. Those can be 0, 1, 2, or 3. If it's not repeated, if it only occurs once on one particular side of an equation,
Yeah. The
then
only
you
one I
pick
knew
a
was
number.
yeah.
And
Sure.
if
Sure.
the index is repeated on one side of the equation, that means you sum over them. It's 0 plus when it's 1,
Right.
plus when it's 2, plus when it's 3. This is tensor
Alright.
calculus.
All right, he can learn this in class when he enrolls and
No,
goes to
Various. No,
class.
I do. No, Various knows.
Yeah, as
Bro,
soon
I'm
as he
not discarding
enrolls.
Various. So what it
Hey,
is
free, since you
Various
never
is just
answered
taking my
my
attention the wrong way.
question.
I know
Take-
Various is smart. I'm not
Listen,
denying that.
listen. All truth to you. Look up a local community college and enroll.
Fuck you, Globey.
No,
I'm being
he's
serious. I'm
free,
trying to
free.
be
very right.
genuine.
Hey,
I
man,
don't need to go to
Free.
college
it's
to
You
learn
not
this
do.
shit.
shameful to go.
You
Hey,
I
I'm
went
free, I
to
will
literally
make
community
the
learning this.
same.
college
I'm
before I
literally
went to
learning this shit
university,
by
and
myself.
it was
This
Free.
fine.
Hey,
You're not.
free, I will make the same offer to
buddy,
you that I've
buddy.
made to
Wait,
every flat
wait a
earther.
minute.
Hold on,
Hold
hold
on.
on, hold on. I'm trying to make an
Globey, you
offer
think
to
because I
you.
don't fucking know
And
5
hey,
fucking.
I'm trying to make an offer to you that's good for you. I'll
Dude,
make
I'm
the
not
same
even.
offer to
You
you.
gotta pay for community college. I can barely afford chicken sandwiches.
I'll make the same offer to you that I've made to every flat earther. If you can pass a freshman level, introductory level physics course and get an A, I will pay for your entire degree, beginning to end.
Various, what do you do for work?
That's a great offer.
Are you like a working
Not enough
physicist?
to pay for that, but none of them are going to pass it, so I don't care.
Are you a
Again,
working
and-
physicist? Do you like work for a
Yeah.
company, or are you like academic?
I turn in my thesis for my master's on quantum gravity next week.
Ooh,
Sick.
yay, congrats. I hope that goes very well.
Thanks.
Do you
I
have
hope your professors don't eat you alive when you do the defense, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's happens all the time.
Are your
Nah, my
citations
thesis
correct?
is rock solid.
Hell yeah.
I actually pick apart my professor's work a little bit.
Are your citations correct?
I think you mean my excitations.
Oh my god, that is the nerdiest joke I've ever been part of. Jesus Christ.
I think you mean my excitations. Should be on a t-shirt.
Oh, he ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
I was trying to hold him because I wanted him to answer my question.
Oh, did he leave?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he left.
Oh shit.
I kind of feel bad because he's almost got a spark of something.
He
No,
has
I
been like
disagree.
slowly
I 100% disagree.
pulling away from the flat Earth. It seems
This
like
is-
he's
this
not
is
pulling towards the
only-
globe.
Compared to
This
the
is
rest of the flat Earth community,
No, this is only a ploy for attention. This is just an attention grab.
Yeah.
100%. And here, and like, because when he said like, "Oh, I've never been a flat earther," he was one of the
Wait,
flat
he said
earthers.
that?
Yeah, he said that in this conversation. I'm sorry, you guys
Must have
you guys let him like kind of just drag you along and get into the technicals. I love just going fucking surface level and just analyzing them and calling them out for their bullshit. When I first came into the flat earth community in like September, and then like later in like November, October-ish, I was like, oh, I'm gonna start making the flat Earth model, right? Like just taking, and I started getting called like Mini Stingray or whatever. I went to Free to be like, hey, you believe in the flat Earth. Can you give me some numbers about the flat Earth? Because I was going to flat earthers to like at least see if I could attempt to at least visually make it. Free was one of them who gave me numbers and then called other flat earthers dumb because their numbers didn't match what he said. And I still have the notes.
That's funny.
Like from it.
All right.
So this is
loved
only
how-
a ploy for attention.
I loved how mad he got once I showed up and turned his own logic against him. He spent like half an hour telling you, like, you're dumb, you don't know any physics. I show up and like, oh, what are these equations then? And he gets all pissy.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, he could have just been trying to like, put up his guard real high because I think he said at one point his girlfriend was watching or something.
Yeah.
She was there. Seemed like the whole time. But I don't know what his deal is.
It's just attention. That's all it is. That's why he went to philosophy. He used to try to debate math. Like when he asked me the derivative of of 2x or x squared, whatever. X squared. That was again one of the first questions like I had gotten from him when I first interacted with him. Because he was sitting there trying to like shit on, just the general public for not being able to answer super specific questions. I came up, successfully answered that question, and then started actually like calling his shit out and just like keeping his feet to the fire, and then he fucking ran.
See, but I go the other direction. I don't answer those questions.
I do, because they think it's a gotcha. He was doing it to like multiple people, so it was clear like this is his
I
only
know
tactic.
that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, now you have someone who knows math. Let's see if you can actually hold it, because you've been making fun of all these other people with like 6 of his like TikTok friends who I don't even think are flat earthers or like even involved in this, but like he was just doing it to be like, oh, look at me, I'm so smart.
Yeah,
Because
I get that angle of it. But
Which I
they
hate.
usually bring, like, he brought that up to me. He asked me that like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah,
But it was in the middle of a debate, right? Just about, like, it was just so off topic, just as an attempt at a gotcha. So I try not to engage those questions when they do it that way. But I see it either way.
it's just, and like I've met flat earthers who genuinely, I did meet like the first, and I will say true flat earther because I don't count I Am Legend because he's just a Phil bro, who was actually successfully able to steel man the globe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've never met a flat earther that could steel man even like a single statement from the globe, let alone like the model.
And
they usually get just about everything wrong. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, no,
he did it
It's
to like
usually
the
so
accuracy of
inaccurate,
like,
it's unrecognizable.
like he did it to the accuracy of like he corrected himself on like general statements that I normally would have accepted, but he was like, actually no, I'm gonna be more specific about this, and he got the specifics, and I was like, oh wow,
That's
okay.
Wild. How is he still a flat earther?
What was his what was his angle?
We didn't even get to that part. Like that's the amount of detail. He was on my panel for like an hour, and that was the amount of detail he had for like 45 minutes
just
straight.
steel
He was able
man
to, yeah.
load Earth for an hour, bro. He might have been trolling you.
Oh my!
I
yeah,
don't know.
There's
Wait,
no
did you
way.
say it was Iron Horse?
No.
Oh.
I have to go back and look at his
Oh, I
name.
thought you said
No,
Iron Horse. Yeah, that sounds.
There's no way anyone who hasn't taken like courses and stuff can just ramble on about the globe for an hour. That's
Well, it's 'cause,
something
like,
that like
That takes like
That's
a
something
lot
that, like,
of
something
looking
that like
into.
me or Quantanaut or Blitz can do. That's not like something a flat earther's gonna be able to do.
There were interjections like every now and then, so it wasn't like an hour straight of like
Okay.
me sitting in silence, but it was probably like a good like 30 to like 35 minutes of that if you were to like remove all
That's
of the
still a
excess.
lot.
Yeah, I know, right? And he was going like he had the gravity thing down, and then he got into the specifics between like what's it called, like Newtonian or Newton's law of gravitation and Einstein's theory of relativity. I don't like, he's not like the flat earther who just copes to whatever else flat earthers say, because he was watching me interact with, who was it, Lover of East, who legitimately described the earth working as as the same storyline of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh my god.
I shit you not. Like the moment he started describing it, I was like, I've seen this somewhere. And then he was like, yeah, there's 5 elements, and I was like, okay, earth, air, fire, water. And then I was like, oh wait, Legend of Korra, they introduced energy. And then as I was saying that in my head, he said it out loud, and I was like, this is a children's show.
I had to just avoid a conversation recently because I was scrolling through some comments on a physics video, which is always a mistake on my end. But there was one that said something I can't. They said something absurd, and someone was like, "Dude, where'd you get that?" And they were like, the Inception movie." I was just like, I'm scrolling away right now. I cannot do this.
And there's a source of facts for most of them. So the movies. All right, guys. I appreciate it. I'm heading out. I did 51
right.
minutes past when I said I was gonna fucking get out of here.
Is that gummy kicking in?
It's not, sadly.
Oh God! Now
I
you
might have to
can't
double
shit
up,
talk.
and then in 20 minutes I'm gonna be regretting doubling
Yeah,
up.
that is literally
Oh.
the classic edible thing. Oh man, these edibles ain't shit.
Yeah, pop 10 more. Yeah.
Hospital.
No, I'm
Help.
just tired. I gotta go to bed.
I also need to go to bed. I'm supposed to be up in like 5.5 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
same.
yeah, it's rough. And I gotta go check on my print before I go to bed, see if it's all fucked up or not. But yep,
Well, thanks for having
Thank
me
you.
up.
Yeah, thanks for
Ramble
hosting.
about physics.
absolutely. I love a good.
How often do you
random.
do these?
I used to do them a lot. I haven't done them recently, but I'm gonna start doing them every week.
Cool.
So I simulcast on YouTube. Simulcast, and yeah, we're just gonna get back into it.
All right,
So,
cool.
welcome back anytime. All right.
Very good. Peace out, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
peace.
All right. Everybody, YouTube, TikTok, go fuck yourselves. Thanks for stopping by. Looks like we got the audio issues ironed out. I just got to use OBS, I guess. The web restream web does not work. I cannot restream the audio from TikTok, so we'll just do it this way going forward. But yeah, I think the format going forward is going to be mostly bringing TikTok over to the YouTube side, because you sons of bitches over on YouTube refuse to come over here and fall into the craziness over here. So I'm going to bring it to you. So yeah, cheers, Still City. Geek, good to see you guys are still around, still following me. Appreciate it. The mental break for me disappearing for a while was just required. There was just nothing in it anymore mentally. But took a break and now we're back. So let's do it. Yeah. You're welcome for the laughs. It was exhausting. I'll be honest. I mean, I'm sure you could all see it. The last hour and a half was brutal for me. I was ready for bed a long time ago, but Free was doing a good job burying himself, so I let it go. All right, guys. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Oh, I should have clicked off. I don't know how to get out of TikTok Studio. There we go. End live. What do I do with my hands? All right, guys, on YouTube. Thank you. Bye. Love you. Kisses.